Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Ramblings of a 42-Year-Old Man. Today I just have a couple quick words about the horror novel The Deep, written by Nick Cutter. I finished this up the other day and just a couple quick things to say about it. So Nick Cutter is actually the pen name for a Canadian author. His name is Greg Davison. And he writes under a couple different pen names, but the Nick Cutter one is probably most famously tied with the novel The Troop, which I believe is currently in either pre-production or talks to become a movie. That one involves like a troop of scouts going out into the woods, and they come across something, scary in the woods or on their campsite. And that one's pretty good. I've read it too, and that one is really pretty scary because it's kind of realistically scary, nothing really like supernatural or crazy like that, things that like you could actually see possibly being a thing, just taken a little further. The Deep is pretty similar. So you're looking at, it's a world where there is a virus, a kind of pandemic, as you will, as we have seen lots of things about. This was actually written in 2015, so a little ahead of its time, but this pandemic, what it does is it affects memory, and people literally, they start by kind of like sort of Alzheimer's kind of symptoms. They start forgetting things like names and how to do things, and all of a sudden they're literally forgetting how to breathe. Like their body will not regulate itself, or they won't forget how to move, forget how to just completely function, and then of course they end up passing away by it. So in this world, and it's crazy, is you got that backdrop to this book, but this book, it really isn't about that. It's about a deep sea kind of, I don't want to say submersible, because it's almost like think of like the Abyss big building that they had under the water. It's almost like a medical facility down under the water. And the reason they're down there is they found an organism that affects, they hope, can counteract this pandemic that's going on. And so a brother, his name is Luke, his brother is one of the lead scientists that's down at this medical facility, and he gets a message from him, or the scientists are on the surface get a message from him asking for his brother to come. They don't know why, there's no real reason, but then communication kind of stops down there. They don't get anything more after that. So they decide that they're going to go get the brother and send the brother down there with another science team. So Luke goes down, meets with his brother down there. They get down there. There's only two scientists down there. One is obviously gone a little crazy. You don't know if it's cabin fever. You don't know if it's the things that he's spouting about are actually real, but he's locked himself into one of his laboratories. And then the brother, who is one of the head scientists down there, is also a little off too, but all their lives growing up, Luke has always felt that his brother, whose name is Clay, was he was always like the smartest guy in the room. He was always super, but to the point of like not having really any sort of social skills. So they don't really know whether it's that he's really, something's off with him, or if that's just his normal personality, but without going into a whole lot more details about spoilers or anything, you find out obviously, I'm saying obviously a lot in these videos, by the way. I'm going to start having you guys do a shot every time I do, but that should be fun. They're down there, they're in this underwater facility. Of course stuff's going to go down. It's claustrophobic, it's creepy. They're, pressure from the outside always pushing in on the facility and stuff. So just creepiness ensues, and I'm not going to tell you whether it goes supernatural or whether it goes scientific or biological, but there's definitely some craziness going on down there. Some of it you would definitely not see coming. It goes to some really crazy places by the end of it, but really good, really enjoyable. The Troop may have been an overall better novel, but I really love the atmosphere. I'm a sucker for underwater horror movies anyway, so same with novels. So this was kind of more up my alley. So while The Troop might be an overall better book for most people, for me, I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. As I've said many times before, James Cameron and The Abyss are some of my favorite things, and this had that kind of feel to it too. The Abyss, Sphere, any sort of underwater kind of horror things you can think of. And just really well done, really well written. So that's The Deep, written by Nick Cutter. Came out in 2015. I listened to it on an audiobook. The narrator was really good. Obviously, you can get it, in print as well, hard copy, paperback as well. But I do a lot of the audiobooks, again, because I can listen to them while I'm working and stuff. So this was a listen for me. And thumbs up. So I'll take a second real quick before I let go of the video to just make an announcement on a project that I'm trying to do for this show. So last year, I played pretty much every Final Fantasy game, from the first one all the way up to Final Fantasy X. I think I stopped there. And most of them were on my phone. They came out with these different pixel remaster versions, so I was able to play them on my phone. So kind of got me in the spirit that I feel like I wanted to do kind of just some videos around those. So I'm going to try to make them a little more researched, a little more, a lot more graphics, more video. Hopefully I can try to get some videos into this video, but definitely pictures and music and a lot more information. I'm going to try to make it a little more, I don't know, a little, not necessarily professional, because I'll never be professional, but, maybe a little more than just little blurbs that I'm throwing on there, a little more better researched anyway. And I hope to try to do maybe one per week, if I can get like Final Fantasy 1 out one week, and then I can start up the second one. A lot of it will just depend on when I have the time to do the research I want to do. I really do want to try to make them a little bit crisper and nicer than just the normal videos that I've been putting out. So it's a project. I'm working on it, so we'll see how it goes. But just FYI, be looking out for that soon. I've already started work on my plan for the first Final Fantasy game. I hope to have that out here pretty shortly. But thank you for listening again. Nick Cutter, The Deep, pretty good book if you like claustrophobic, underwater, horror, or just creep out factor kind of deals. Really, really fun. So thank you for listening, and you guys have a great day.